48 hours is all the time these carnival workers have to unload, move, and set up the rides that are often the main attraction of annual fall fairs. Straits Incorporated has been in the amusement ride industry since 1923 and coming to Augusta for the last 15 years. For owner Jim Straits, it's a family business.
My grandfather started it. My father was in it. He's still actively involved in the business, even though he's 87 years old.
Right alongside the workers who build the rides from the ground up.
So this is an example of something that we would red flag and require to be changed before it went into operation.
Are the inspectors.
Our main priority is to make sure that Georgia families are safe.
Not just to pass Georgia's inspection, but to pass the inspection requirements from each state they travel to.
Most states, the frequency of the inspections has increased.
But we wanted to find out just how frequently fair rides are inspected for safety. What we discovered might surprise you. Rides are inspected by either the fair operator itself, the state where the fair has traveled, or a company paid by the operators of the fair. Just a handful of states require rides inspected every time they're set up. But the majority of the states, 40, including Georgia and South Carolina, only require the ride be inspected once a year, the first time it's set up in the state, meaning a ride can be set up, broken down, and set up again numerous times, with an inspection not required each time.
This ride is called the Sea Ray. The only thing keeping this boat up are these 4 white beams. Inspectors are looking for a lot of different things to comply on these rides, but here's a big section they're going to look in. Right here at the pin and clip of this ride, they're checking to see if it's tight enough. They're checking to see if there's any corrosion on the outside and on the inside of these beams.
Ohio State and third-party inspectors found a significant amount of corrosion on the inside of the arm of Amusement of America's Fireball ride, manufactured by KMG, but only after this happened at the Ohio State Fair in July of 2017.
Go ahead, back up a little bit.
Reports detail one of the gondolas detached, throwing passengers in the air, killing one rider. Ohio State Patrol's final investigation report shows the day before the incident, Amusement of America's KMG Fireball ride passed inspection. No inspectors noticed the corrosion. The report also shows before Ohio, the ride had recently operated in 6 states where it passed inspection each time. Among them, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina in April 2017, Norfolk, Virginia in May 2017.
Listen, everyone didn't see it.
We found Amusements of America and its Fireball ride went through North Carolina too. Inspectors with the North Carolina Department of Labor gave the Fireball that malfunctioned in Ohio the green light, less than 2 months before the deadly accident. North Carolina inspectors list 5 violations among the ride, such as loose wiring and a damaged electrical box. But none mention the possibly deadly corrosion inside.
Why did nobody see it? They didn't see it because they weren't looking for it.
Shortly after Amusements of America's Fireball malfunction, the manufacturer, KMG, sent a notice to shut down all models of KMG Fireball. One of those models has been a regular attraction at the Georgia-Carolina Fair, but it's not a part of the fair this year.
What happened with ours is they opened it up and looked at it. We looked at it and the corrosion was bad enough that it was not going to get to a technical test because visually you can see it.
The KMG Fireball probably would be sitting on the Augusta Exchange Fairgrounds and several fairgrounds across the country today still, rotting from the inside had it not been for the deadly accident in Ohio.
I was more thankful that we didn't have the accident with it. And to tell you the truth, we were on this, I believe everyone that owned those rides was on the same path as Amusements of America, which had the accident.
The ultrasonic testing that might have detected the corrosion is now required in North Carolina, but not in most states, including Georgia and South Carolina.